whatever that is.
Okay.
Is that
I
it?
guess we're live.
We're there? Oh, good Lord.
Okay.
Yes, we are.
Woo!
Oh,
Hi,
my
this is
goodness.
Krista and Christina from HLC Bookkeeping and
Hello.
Office Services.
Weathering the storm.
Our power's gone on and
Flicky, flicky.
off. Our computers are gone on and off. So we're like,
We were trying to find a computer.
we're like, who's still connected? All right, but we're
Oh, it's
here.
funny.
We're here, and that's all that matters.
Happy anniversary.
Woo!
It's April Fool's Day.
It is.
So
Oh,
it's
that's
perfect.
true.
It was perfect.
It's true. That's true.
So it was a joke that we were late.
On us.
Yay.
All right. So this is Agenda 21.
Oh, 21.
21
Mhm.
that we've been doing this.
Great.
Again, I'm Chris Rue from HLC Bookkeeping and Office Services.
Christina Rue. Mhm.
And the purpose of Saturday Solutions is to talk about things that have come up this week, either for us, our clients, or things in the news that we think we should maybe talk about that and make sure all of our businesses are engaging properly.
Yep.
All right. So, recap from last time. We talked about how it's Easter
Mhm.
and our philosophy is hospitality, organization, and professionalism. And Christina had written children's books
Mhm.
to that effect to try to get those characteristics in our children as early as possible, because those are three items that will serve you well, not only in your business life, but in life in general.
Whatever you do.
And then we also talked about health share plans as
Opposed to health care.
as opposed to health care plans, and then the employee retention credit. Um, and then we also talked about, from the bookkeeping standpoint, on the balance sheet, the equity section, and about how you need to be talking to your accountant about that section a lot.
Yep.
All right. So this, and we're going to try to do it in our 10 to 15 because we've been over
15.
I know we've been over and we're in trouble with that. So,
Yeah.
all right.
You should be more concise.
Yes. But we do love to talk. So
We
there's
do.
that.
We do.
All right. So the first topic. Now I want everybody to sit down. Budgeting. I know we've talked about that before. And then you're like, oh, here she goes again. But I want to talk about a sort of different aspect of it because your first quarter literally just ended.
Yesterday.
So you need to see if your budget is holding up to expectations.
Yeah. And though banks may not have your statements ready, they have your activity list.
That's
you can go
right.
check that out.
That's right.
Any given time.
That's right. So you need to visit your budget throughout the year. A budget is an estimation
based on historical data.
Right. But if your number one person left on March 25th, your number one salesperson, that's going to affect your budget the rest of the year.
Correct.
So you better adjust it to make sure you're going to adjust expenses. Because if you bring on a new person, yeah, they're going to help you with those sales, but they might not be as good.
There's the
learning curve. So, like, you've got to manage your expectations throughout
Correct.
the year.
Because again, budget is based on history. And so a budget couldn't have taken into account COVID.
Right.
A budget can't take into account somebody, gets hurt on the job and they're off for 6 months. A budget can't take all that into account. So you have to realistically change your upcoming budget to the reality of what's going on in your business.
Exactly. So we just want to make sure that you're visiting that throughout the year.
Let's talk one more thing. A budget is not a cage. Ooh. So if you're like, well, my budget doesn't allow for that, I don't think I should do it because it's not in my budget. If you have an opportunity you could not have known about when you did that budget, and it requires spending some money, What your budget does is allow you to look at what you had allowed money wise to be spent. But you are allowed to move expense money around. Because again, a budget is based on history. Didn't know you had a once in a lifetime opportunity to go and listen to some guru who's going to change your life.
That's right.
And that seminar cost $2,000 with travel.
Right.
So like you then have to not overspend on those expenses. You have to look at your budget and say, if I want to take $2,000 out,
Where's it coming from?
where's it coming from?
That's right. You're
But-
still going to stay within it.
Correct.
You're just going to change what classification.
Yeah, because sometimes a viewpoint is a budget is a cage. I'm stuck with it. It's not.
No.
It's not. You are free within the constraints of the budget.
Right.
It's more like a leash, right? Like a
Yeah.
little puppy dog on a leash.
Right.
You know, for its own good, you're keeping it safe within the parameters, but it's still free. Okay.
Okay. All right. And then one other issue with the budgets is I like to have, okay, this is my nitty gritty budget. And then I like to have a stretch budget.
Ooh, let's talk about that.
Okay. And that's like, okay, if everything aligns perfectly, what could I do from maybe an income side? And if that happens, could I then upgrade my infrastructure sooner than expected?
Mhm.
So, on a quarterly basis, that's a good time to evaluate that.
Yep.
So, or you can also say, okay, if I expected to be here for income, but I'm here, do I want to reward my employees with
Yeah.
a one-time bonus?
Yeah. So let's talk about if you have, let's use easy numbers because, you know, on Saturdays, my brain sometimes takes a rest. So if we use easy numbers and say, okay, our goal for this quarter was $50,000 and kaboom, I brought in 75. That's a huge increase.
Yeah.
And who worked hard to get you there? Was it a fluke? Was it an anomaly? Was it what?
Right.
Like
Was
what
it a
caused
new
it?
revenue stream that maybe I need to look at the rest of the year in my budget?
Exactly. And like who worked it? Like Krista said, if you have employees who are helping you get to your stretch goals, they can be rewarded through a bonus. You don't
That's
have
right.
to change their wage, but you can bonus them as a thank you. I
Right.
love bonuses.
She does.
I do.
All right. So, like, that's just some things. So, please visit your budget
Mhm.
on a structure basis. We like to do ours quarterly, at
Mhm.
least make it semi annual. Please.
Mhm.
All right. And then the second topic we'd like to discuss.
It's everywhere this past month. It was everywhere. Everybody was talking. about it.
Everybody. Cyber security
Mhm.
and the need for cyber insurance. Do you have that? If you don't, why aren't you calling your insurance person or your IT person and saying, am I secure?
And if you do have it, what are the parameters of it? Because we learned something new
Yes.
that certain policies require that you have certain stop gaps or software
procedures in place.
right that do certain things. And if you don't and something happens, that
can
policy
void it.
is voided. Yeah. Which
So,
we didn't know about that.
I know. I was like, oh my goodness. Let's
But-
go back and look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So that was
Yes.
interesting.
it was very, very good.
Oh, and an event.
I want to thank Intech Solutions. They had a movie night which talked specifically about this and some scenarios that have been encountered throughout the nation, really. It was
Correct.
a bunch of IT companies.
Mhm.
And what you can do as business owners, because it is ultimately your responsibility to make sure your business is secure.
And Ascent talked at the JBA thing.
Right, about the same thing. So please talk to your insurance people, talk to your IT people, and make sure you are as secure as you can be.
Yep.
All right, and then the next thing we had a very busy week.
We did.
We had the Norrin Chamber annual dinner, which is
Mhm.
always a fun time. Thank
Yes.
you, Roseanne.
Love it.
Very, very good.
And we got to sit and have fun with our girls from WBN, the Women's Business Network,
That's right.
and some new people we met
Yes.
who from Clipper Magazine and
Mhm.
Casa of Greensburg.
Yes.
So that was enjoyable.
So this is why you go to these events.
Mhm.
To meet people who you haven't met before, or to see old friends that you haven't seen in a while,
Mhm.
or even, oh, here's a thought, to tell your current clients all your services.
Mhm.
Because a lot of times, like I know with us, our name is HLC Bookkeeping. People think that's all we do. That's it.
It's our primary.
It
It's our
is.
starting point. It's our
Starting.
foundation. Preach it.
That's right. But they didn't know we were helping people with the ERC. They didn't know we do budgeting. They didn't know we do cash flow analysis. So this is a good time when you're talking casually at dinner to drop these little things. And you never know what door can be open, because even if that particular client doesn't need a strategic plan, oh, you know what? Their best friend's going into business. They do.
Yep. Yep. And you never know who you're going to meet there, because it's not always about drumming up business. We need vendors too.
That's right.
That's we're checking out tables, seeing who all's out there, how things can fit in. So like that's important. And a big thank you to Minuteman
That's what I was gonna
Press
say.
in North Versailles, who had our new business cards with our new address hot off the presses,
Literally,
so that we could put them on the table right before it started. So
Yeah, we really should have given them more lead time,
yes,
but we didn't.
And
And
they're
they're
fabulous.
fantastic,
Yes.
so they had everything ready
Yes.
for us.
Yes.
So thank you. All right, so those were our 3 topics. We're in good time.
Right. The importance of doing community events, cybersecurity, and budgeting. What about your balance sheet?
We did all the balance sheet. We did assets
Equals liabilities
plus owner's equity.
Yes, we did. So that's it. The balance sheet is done. Oh my goodness. What are we to do with ourselves for the next upcoming weeks? I know. Let's talk about what's in the purview of bookkeepers, the profit and loss.
Okay, we're gonna start that next week. You heard? Okay,
Sorry, I got a little screechy,
Yes, you did.
little excited. Sorry.
All right, and then hopefully we'll be back out front with everything working. But please stay safe, because
Absolutely.
these storms have been very, very strong. Don't be
And deadly.
Yes.
In the south.
Yes.
Yeah.
God be with all those people, and protect those that are in the path of it now.
Absolutely. Yep. Make the most of every day,
That's
everybody.
right. That's right. Just life's an adventure, but don't go seeking it too much. Just enjoy. All right, so I think that's it for today. That's all.
Did we stay within 15? We're 13:19.
Yes, and thank you to all of our customers, vendors, family. Our family has been very, very big in helping us get ready to start our 19th year in business.
Exactly.
We look forward to helping more businesses, to continuing on with our current clients.
Yeah.
And honestly, we love what we do, and I hope that translates in these little podcasts.
But we couldn't do it without our customers, our vendors, our community people who support us.
That's right. Yep. And that's why we want to support everybody else by having these little tidbits. Because honestly, when I was in year 1, it would have been nice to know some of the stuff.
Helpful.
So that's what we want to do.
And don't forget to send us your ideas and comments and concerns. And we'll be glad to talk about those as well.
All right. Thank you so much.
Have a blessed Saturday.